Moving on, the death of prominent Baloch activist Karima Baloch 4 years ago raised suspicions of targeted assassinations by the Pakistani state. Karima, a vocal critique of enforced disappearances and military oppression, became a symbol of resistance for the Baloch rights. After fleeing to Canada due to constant threats, her tragic death in 2020 remains shrouded in mystery. On the 4th anniversary of her passing, the Baloch Yakjehti Committee has released a powerful documentary that not only pays tribute to Karima's legacy but also amplifies the ongoing fight for justice and the struggles of Baloch women. Here's the full report.
Brave Baloch Women, a new documentary from the Baloch Yakjehti Committee, now available on YouTube, highlights the untold stories of Baloch women who have fought for justice and equality in Pakistan. These women have not only challenged oppressive norms but have become the vanguard of social and political movements in Balochistan and beyond. On the 4th death anniversary of human rights activist Karima Baloch, the Baloch advocacy group BYC released the documentary on its official YouTube channel. Karima Baloch, who was the first female chairperson of the Baloch Students' Organization, fled Pakistan in 2015 and sought refuge in Canada after facing threats to her life for speaking out against enforced disappearances and extrajudicial killings by the Pakistani military. On December 22, 2020, her body was found submerged in Toronto's waterfront under suspicious circumstances. Her family, as well as numerous politicians and activists, including the Baloch Yakjehti Committee, had claimed that she was murdered by the Pakistani state. Despite Canadian authorities ruling her death as non-criminal, her passing had sparked significant concerns and demands for further investigation.
What we believe is that definitely something was missed in that investigation. Now, obviously, it was a matter where authorities of Canada, they have, according to them, they have completed their investigation. But again, as a person of an occupied land, living in a foreign country, as a refugee, I know myself, and there are many countless people like me who are always living in a constant threat that something can happen. And it is not just the Canada where a Baloch activist, a Baloch leader, and one of the most prominent Baloch person alive at that time was targeted. Karima Baloch was not just another Baloch activist. She was one of the most famous, renowned, most respected, undisputed Baloch leader.
There was suspicion surrounding the circumstances of Karima's death, as she had received threats prior to her death. Protests demanding a thorough investigation into Karima's death took place both in Balochistan and Canada. Various ethnic groups, including Baloch, Pashtun and Sindhi minorities, issued statements in support of the call for justice. Despite these concerns, Canadian authorities concluded that there was no evidence of foul play and deemed the death non-criminal. The situation surrounding Baloch's death raised alarm, especially given the context of her activism and the threats she had received and her outspoken criticism of the Pakistani government.
A strong woman, a strong lady like herself, who faced many threats by the Pakistani state, whose family members were abducted, tortured, killed, just to keep her away from, leading the Baloch national movement. But she has never stopped. She has never, changed her ideas, or she has never, shown a sign of depression from those brutal, actions of Pakistani state. But she was always very strong, a strong person who faced those brutalities with a strong commitment, a strong belief, and a strong resolve that I know what my goal is and I know how to achieve that goal.
Karima Baloch's tragic death serves as a stark reminder of the dangers faced by those who speak out against oppression. The unanswered questions surrounding her demise have fueled suspicions of a targeted assassination orchestrated by the Pakistani state. Karima's voice for Baloch rights, her relentless fight for justice, and her vocal criticism of human rights violations by the Pakistani military made her a threat to those in power. The Pakistani government's continued denial of any involvement in her death only reinforces the deep-rooted political repression that activists like Karima face. Her death remains a symbol of the broader struggle against state-sponsored violence and the silencing of dissent.